Hello again, my friends. This is Boy and his dog, and welcome to Everthoughts, where I share my thoughts on things Evercade related. Surprise! In today's episode, in lieu of any brand new news from the House of Blaze, I have to wait until I have enough different things to say before I can think about doing one of these episodes, and I've managed to accumulate about 5 topics to have a natter about, not including what I'm about to say. So first up, an update. I'm working on my Pico Interactive Collection 1 ranking video. Was hoping it would be out by the end of the week. I started working on it ages ago, last year in fact. But you can blame, well, you'll find out when I finally drop the video. In case you were wondering, this year between all the new stuff, I'm going back through all the carts right up to the Intellivision collection that I started the channel with. We are doing a year at a time, ranking the games on each cart, then at the end ranking each cart against each other for that year, then moving on to the next. In television onwards, we'll just be ranking the carts for the 2 remaining years, because I already did the last year, didn't I? And then by the end of 2025, we'll rank each year against each other, going on cart and game releases, new coloured label releases and hardware. That'll make sense, yeah? Groovy. Why am I doing it? Why the hell not? This feels like the perfect year for it. Let's celebrate this fun system and all it's given us so far. The first small thing I was going to talk about was that, of course, pre-orders have been up for a little while for the first 2 carts of 2025, Indie Heroes Collection 4 and the Broken Sword Collection. Also, and I'm sorry I've got in late with this, if you didn't know, as sadly it has already sold out, but if you pre-ordered from Funstock, you've got a Caddy plushie to go along with the previous Flea one. Hell to the yes, my friends, hell to the yes. I pre-ordered that bugger the moment it was mentioned. Now Flea won't sit alone. I'm being honest, I didn't think they'd sell out so quickly. The pearl of the plushie. So how are we all feeling about the collections? Yes, the dreaded delay is hit. It is March the 10th now, I think. For me, delays are never an issue. It gives me more time on the present project, so I'm fine. And if I'm honest, I'm so obsessed with the Dungeon Crawler Cole series at the moment, it's taken up more time than it should. And I want to get a lot of it out the way, as those Broken Sword games are going to be a time sink, methinks. I have seen a few mixed responses to Broken Sword, some like me were excited, others who quite rightly say you can get cheaper elsewhere for once. Yes, you can get it cheaper elsewhere, but I want it physically on my EXP and VS to be on the same system as my Dizzy and my Alien Breeds and my arcade titles, so it kind of negates that thought for me. Though I have a PS5, PS4, PS3, PS2, PS1, various minis, an Amiga CD32 and an SNES, etc., the Evercade has for a fair years been my main gaming machine, so I'd rather have the games on that. The rest are mostly put away now except the PS3, 4 and 5, and they are only for what I call event games. Yeah, Metal Gear, Silent Hills and beloved Final Fantasy, you know, and my 31 Nights of Halloween. Yeah, already been planning this year's. In space, no one can hear you scream, is all I'm saying for this year's theme. But when it comes to Evercade, I've got systems of some description dotted around my house. Yes, even there. Yeah, never know when you're in for the long haul. I've also never played the sequel to Broken Sword, so very excited for that too. I've been loving the little clips they've been dropping on their Twitter account, very funny. Alongside this, we of course have the Indie Heroes Collection 4, which means Flea 2 and Murtok physical 4 keeps, along with some games I'm excited to get back into, and for Super Pocket players, finally a chance to play these titles. Also not forgetting the 2 extra games that we're not part of this year's Game of the Month, just over a month away, and they'll be in our hands. Scrummy. And speaking of Game of the Month, and a good link to the next subject, we've not heard much about that front yet, have we? Are we getting Game of the Month this year? I hope so. It's another one of Evercade's highlights. Even with gaps or delays and cart releases, we still get a monthly game to play for the last 3 years, and it's been something I look forward to every month. I know it wouldn't start yet for a couple of months, but I thought we'd get mentions at least alongside their various tweets on the imminent Indie Heroes 4 release. I guess we will just have to wait to hear on that one. Aside whether or not there is Game of the Month, I am guessing we'll get a major SNK showcase sooner rather than later, as opposed to separate trailers dotted throughout, as they are making a very big deal about it. So, are we still thinking themed alphas and or super pockets? Or would they even do a themed EXP and or VS? I don't think it'd ever go that far with it. But it does feel like more than just a super pocket or two and maybe a cart. If there are carts, how many do you think we're talking about? I have mentioned before, I think. If I haven't, it's new then. But I hope SNK doesn't drown everything else out. I hope this is almost like extra on top of, you know? And we still get our usual array and mixture of goodies. Though a Metal Slug themed anything is a very tantalising prospect indeed, I won't lie. I'm still wondering if we'll get another solo cart. We haven't since the gorgeous Full Void, and already getting a Giga cart with Broken Sword. Is that the only one we're going to get this year? Does that mean the next Tomb Raider carts are off the table? It said Collection 1 last time, and they are releasing a remaster trilogy soon, so it would be really weird if we don't get them. I'd love to have a complete PS1 collection of Tomb Raider. And I'll plead every year for a mouse and keyboard patch. We'll probably need more home computer collections that need one to make it a worthwhile thing to do. And I also plead, as always, for a second Team 17 collection. Oh, go on Blaze, make it the best year ever for releases, we won't stop you. The second thing I wanted to talk about today is I finally got hold of a Taito-on-Toast grip for my Pirate EXP. It really does help. I've been trying to fit in some vertical arcade goodness between battling through the humongous Pico Interactive Collection 1. It clicks neatly into place using the Taito-on-Toast button on the side, which is cool. Now I do get pains in my hands for playing any length of time using a normal controller or the XP around the normal way. So I found it doubly tricky with the Taito-on-Toast mode before, but this is so much more comfortable and allows me to play much longer. So I'm very happy for that. It's a great little purchase, and if you are a Taito-on-Toast fan, you should definitely grab one. Now they are back in stock. The Evercade official Twitter account posted an interesting post the other day. With 63 cartridges in their back catalogue, with of course more on the way, there is now the same number of package releases as the Atari Jaguar had in its lifetime, counting both carts and CD-ROM releases. And if you're counting total games available on the platform, there's actually slightly more than the Atari 2600 had at its peak. That's pretty mental, isn't it? I first got a handheld Evercade for one thing alone, Dizzy. But because of my ADHD, I had to start at cart 1 and work my way along until I reached Dizzy. So it took a while at the start, but each new cart was a gift. There was something in each one that gave me nostalgia or was completely new to me. So once I got to Dizzy, I just kept bloody going. But I remember how people used to talk about that handheld when it was new. How people never thought it would last, they thought it was pointless. Why do that when you can blow raspberries on a pie, they'd say, or words to that effect. Kind of missing half the point really. With each new cart, the fun was in receiving a box, and that new smell. The fun was flicking through the instruction book. Yes, we finally had them back and they're even better design now. And again that new smell. The fun was in getting a cart with fully licensed games, the click when it goes in the machine, and that still sounds lovely to this day. And the fun was in the fact we didn't choose specific games per se. We were given a whistle-stop tour, a bite-sized portion of video game history to explore. Some old favourites would pop up to our delight, or something brand new, or something just totally nuts. The fun was in a new collection or two arriving every couple of months. 2 new bite-sized chunks of history to devour. And then they released the Team 17 collection, and I'll still say to this day, I basically got more than I could ask for from Evercade. That was the peak for me. Never thought I'd ever get to play these games on a modern telly or portable again. Thought that was it. I will never not smile thinking about having Project X Alien Tower start on Dizzy now. To take portable, have a modern telly, and now even on a bloody arcade cabinet. My point is, to me Evercade has already succeeded as a console system. I never thought, but I am so happy that it's reached the 5th anniversary, and it's still going. I would be really happy if we got a fair few more years. I'd be happy with even longer. I would love it to be here, well me to be here, talking about Evercade at the 10th anniversary. But even if not, they've done good. I've got more games than I should ever need. But yeah, as we all are, I'm bloody thirsty for more. Much more. To keep doing it. And the last thing I wanted to talk about today, and probably the most important thing I wanted to talk about today, is to say the biggest thank you to my dear friend Jamie, you absolute bloody madman. Thanks to this legend, I now once again have a complete collection. I can't ever thank you enough, mate. I once again have Namco Museum Collection 2. I've been grinning and playing non-stop since it's arrived. Hence the lateness of this video. Jamie, the legend, I salute you, sir. And I think that's all I had on my mind this week. If you have any thoughts on any of the topics today, let me know in the comments below. And if you've made it here to the end of the episode, thanks ever so much for joining me. Leave a thumbs up or comment if you'd like. But even if not, I'm still chuffed you poked your head in for a goosey gander. As always, I hope you're having the most awesomest of days, my friends. And until next time, be seeing you.